All right, just in now, we're hearing the Kentucky County Clerk, who was refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, is being held in contempt of court. Kim Davis has been taken into custody. We are showing you now live reaction from outside the courthouse.
Chris,
Let's bring in Mark Barber from KYT. He joins us now on the phone from Ashland, Kentucky, outside the courthouse. Mark, what can you tell us?
Good afternoon. Well, I can tell you that right after the judge issued his order, the folks standing outside this courthouse here, the hundreds of them, the protesters, they erupted. They were cheering. They were chanting "Love wins" over and over and over again. And it's really still a celebratory atmosphere out here. Many of these people have been involved in this since day one. And, of course, the crowds have grown over time. But today we've never seen the numbers like this before. There are hundreds of people out here, and they're hugging each other's necks. They are celebrating. They see this as a fight, and they say that it's been a long and very hard fight for them. When we were out here this morning, outside the courthouse here in Ashland, the atmosphere was very intense. You had people on the other end of the debate. They were standing nose to nose with the other folks, screaming sometimes, just talking over each other, trying to get their points across. And at times it was vicious. I mean, people were stomping on the flags. They were spitting on flags. Things got very heated. And, I mean, the chanting is still going on. Once more, they're chanting. I don't know if you can hear it over there. But this is something that they've been waiting for months. And the good news for them that they were hoping for, on the other end of the debate, a lot of disappointed leaving from here. A lot of people walking away with their heads held low. It's just a difficult day for some, and for others, it's the end to a long, hard-fought fight here.
And, Mark, what are you learning about the possible punishments for Kim Davis?
I just learned in the past few minutes that the judge remanded her into the custody of U.S. Marshals. She was arrested, and she was found in contempt of court. Beyond that, we don't know the details, maybe of any sentence that she might need to serve. You know, what exactly is going to happen from here. Now, going into this, a lot of discussion was given to thought, you know, what could happen today? And something that we heard from the beginning is that her being jailed was more unlikely, that she would be probably hit with a hefty fine, but probably not taken to jail. And that's something that we heard from professors with the University of Kentucky, other legal experts that we spoke with. So this really is more of a surprise ruling. Our reporter in the courtroom this afternoon, his name is Victor Puente, he told me that after the judge gave his ruling, there was a gasp, an audible gasp in the courtroom. So something that really shocked a lot of people here.
You know, Mark, I'm curious, you know, earlier when people were trying to register for those marriage licenses and they asked her under what authority she was denying them those marriage licenses, she said under God's authority. Now that it's been reported that she's had sort of multiple marriages, I'm wondering what people who are in support of Kim are saying about that vis-a-vis whether or not there is some level of hypocrisy there, as some of her critics have charged.
That's a good question, because there's been a lot of discussion about that. It's something that when her marriage history was revealed, it became big headline news internationally immediately because, like you say, there is almost a factor of hypocrisy there. So those who are in favor of her were careful to come back to that response. And they point to an issue that her attorneys released in the past few days here, saying that Kim Davis actually went to church about 4 years ago to honor more of a wish of one of her family members. And when she went to church, that's when her life changed. She said that there was a lot of things that she regretted, but she'd been forgiven. And so that's the argument on the other end of things, that she's not a hypocrite because her life has been changed for the past 4 years. And now she wants to, you know, obey the belief that she thinks that God ordained marriage to be between a man and a woman. And they claim that, you know, the past marriage history, those other 4 marriages, that those all happened before she went into church and before she started following her beliefs of the Bible.
And Mark, the couple who originally sued in the case have asked the judge to punish Davis, but to punish her with fines, not jail time. Is there a sense that that could happen?
That is a good question, and it's one that I do not have the answer to. A reporter said that he still does not know all the details of what will ultimately happen to Davis. We do know that right now she is being taken to jail, it appears. As far as if she could face any fines, that is also a possibility. However, at this time, we just don't know, you know, if she will be hit with an amount, or if it will be a larger amount, a small amount, or when that could be.
And Mark, I'm sorry, you may not know the answer to this either, but I'm just wondering, now that she's been removed, is it possible for other same-sex couples to go into that county clerk's office and get a marriage license, or no, there's still sort of a stay?
That's a good question, and there's been a lot of conversation about that as well. And one reason why the judge possibly brought in the other clerks who were in her office is because he wanted to make the message clear that this is something that should be obeyed to the letter in the Rowan County Clerk's office. So the other clerks who were under her authority, they were also there today. They all heard what he, they all heard the judge's order. They all, my other reporter here said they all listened very closely as he was also instructing them to continue to do their jobs. Whether people will be able to show up later today and get those licenses remains to be seen. I don't know if another county clerk would have to be appointed or if it would then fall to the judge executive. But I would imagine that people would be able to get those licenses immediately.
Mark Butler of our affiliate, WKYT, all over this story. Mark, thank you for your reporting. Appreciate it.
Thank you.